Welcome to the Undisputed Podcast. I'm your host, Joy Taylor. This podcast is the full show from today's episode of Undisputed from start to finish. We've got a busy slate, so Skip, Shannon, let's get to it. Our next guest is in his 19th season in the NBA. He scored over 18,000 career points and won a championship with the Mavericks in 2011. From the Milwaukee Bucks, Jason Terry, welcome to Undisputed.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you having me.
Jason Terry.
Hey.
What an amazing run you have had. You are now 40 years of age, as Joy said, in your 19th season, and you played with Dirk and Jason Kidd in Dallas and obviously won a ring, and people were making a case you could have been the MVP of that series for those last couple of games. You went 27-21 in the two closeout games. Then you played with Paul Pierce and KG, not only in Boston, but in Brooklyn. And then you played with James Harden and Dwight Howard in Houston. And now you're playing alongside of the guy featured last night on 60 Minutes, the Greek Freak in Milwaukee. And yesterday you started for the Milwaukee Bucks and played 29 minutes in a victory over, unfortunately, my San Antonio Spurs. I'm not going to forgive you for that, but you're up against a kid named DeJounte Murray. You're both from Seattle, but he's 21 and you're 40, and you're just all over in the whole game. So give us some thought. What's the secret to your longevity?
Well, first of all, I always keep God first, so I'm tremendously blessed to have health. But I also look at guys like Tom Brady, Floyd Mayweather, Big Papi Ortiz. I took some of their regimens that they use, Brady with his diet. I'm not a super nut, so to speak, but I try not to eat a lot of fried foods. I drink a lot of eternal water. Comes from the soul. Never been touched by man. So I keep my body hydrated, so my muscles are nice and loose and functional. And then training. Training in the off season. When I was young, I would train for hours upon hours, sometimes 2 a days. But Floyd Mayweather said one time, at this age, if you cannot go out and train 100%, you don't train at all. And so now when I don't feel 100%, I won't go out there. I'll take a day off, ride the bike, get with the kids, play a little bit, and I'll stay away from the gym. And so I think that's what has given me a little bit of longevity. And I've been fortunate, obviously, to play with a lot of great players, good coaches that understand at this age not to drag me through strenuous practices.
See, Shannon? Tom Brady.
Shannon?
Yeah.
Always coming up.
I be drinking that hen. Man ain't touched that either.
Yeah, that or the ginger.
I'm a mad dog guy.
Jason, two of the top teams in the league are dealing with major injuries to their superstars. Kyrie Irving had a procedure on his left knee on Saturday and will be out 3 to 6 weeks. Out west, Steph Curry came back Friday after missing 6 games with a right ankle injury, but his return lasted just 25 minutes and he sprained his MCL. He will be reevaluated in 3 weeks, and Steve Kerr said there's no way he's playing in the first round of the playoffs. But LeBron James is healthy and continues to dominate. The Cavs beat the Nets yesterday, led by LeBron's 37 points, 10 rebounds, and 8 assists. So, Jason, after the injuries to Kyrie and Steph, how much easier is LeBron's path to a title?
Oh, Kyrie, you forgot about the Greek Freak.
I knew that was
They gotta
coming
come
up.
through the Bucks first. And you got to remember my first championship.
Yeah.
I got the code.
Oh, you got the code?
I got
you got the cheat code.
I got the code to the king's throne. Right.
He a different guy now.
I know this. He's a little more confident than he was when we met up with him in 2011.
Wait, was that when he melted down in that finals?
Got a little meltdown.
Yeah, got a little meltdown going, Shannon.
Don't follow up, Skip. Don't follow up, Skip stuff.
No meltdown. But he's more confident now, man. He is stronger than ever. Is he better than he's been right now at this point? I don't know. I like when that NBA Finals, the first time when Kyrie got hurt and Golden State won that series, he could have gotten MVP.
Right.
Led in every category on the losing team. I think he could have gotten MVP. That would have been the first time ever. He was at a tremendously high level then. But he's up there. He's up there right now.
Skip would have you believe, because of these injuries, and they happened earlier, that LeBron path, that everybody's just like party and LeBron's just going to walk right through.
I don't know. We just played Cleveland in Cleveland. Look like they're starting to get a little bit of rhythm with the new guys that they've acquired. Jordan Clarkson is playing extremely well. Rodney Hood's been injured a little bit. Nance is still out, but They're deep. They're deep. And one thing he can do is he can position his players and put them where he wants them, quarterback them, so they can be successful. So, home court advantage is one thing. It's tough to win in Cleveland, playing against can I say that?
Yeah. You try to official?
Huh?
They don't call no fouls on LeBron. You know that, Jet.
Right.
Hit the man all upside his head. He don't
A lot
get
of offensive fouls, man. He running people over like a running back.
Ooh.
Look at James Harden shooting 20 shots a game from the foul line.
Who's better?
You already know. Don't play. Jet, don't play.
I played with the beard.
Don't. I know you did.
Well, we know he's the MVP this year.
He is.
MVP best player. They're not the same thing. Okay, but go ahead, Skip.
I'm intrigued by something that Jet just hinted at, and that is that the Milwaukee Bucks sit right now just a game out of the 6th spot, currently occupied by the Wizards, who seem to be going backwards. If you vault up past the Wizards and the Cleveland Cavaliers stay 3, guess what, Shannon? That would mean that Jason Terry and the Greek Freak get to play LeBron and company in round 1, correct?
Oh, yeah.
And then what would happen?
Well, we like the matchup. The matchup is good for us. Obviously, what it does to LeBron is he has to guard the Greek Freak. They don't have anybody
Really?
else.
Interesting.
Who else can guard him? Kevin Love can't guard him.
Can Nance Jr. a little bit?
Who?
Larry Nance.
His daddy could have guarded him.
Whoa. Hey, hold on.
Huh?
Did you hear after he got out the shower, did you hear what Giannis said?
What'd he say?
He said, I'm in the shower and I'm thinking, what could I have done differently?
See.
The man dropped 40. He dropped 40. Now, Greek got all those points. Y'all were down by 19 with 3 minutes to go, and you got those trash points. So his stat line looks good.
Mental warfare. He was playing mental warfare. He's learned that already in his.
You know good and well they don't want to see it. Now, that's a different man in the playoffs.
I don't know, but see, I played against LeBron plenty of times. And what I heard when Giannis drove at him and hit him in his chest, he came
Really?
to his chest.
Whoa, you're in this shit?
Gave that chest right on in.
Jet. Now, Giannis ain't got enough bricks in his back pocket to
Well,
deal
he
with that
had
man.
something that night because he.
The night he dropped 40 and 15 on y'all?
Giannis had 37, 8, and 9.
They were trash points. You down 19 with 3 minutes to go. So come on now, Jet. Tell the truth now.
3-point game at the end.
You proud of that? LeBron was trying to come out. Y'all try to make it a ball game. But you know what? I want you to enjoy that first round money. Because if y'all played him in the first round, that's far as you go.
All of a sudden, Milwaukee is going the different direction everybody else is going because the injury gods keep telling this team, you're out, you're out, you're out. But they're saying to Milwaukee, they're getting healthy. Jabari's back and Chris Middleton's back. And is Malcolm Brogdon going to be back at some point?
Malcolm Brogdon will be back soon. And see, that's what people understand with Jabari Parker. He's the X factor. He's another guy that LeBron
don't do
can't
that.
guard.
Don't.
Wow, he just said he can't guard.
Yeah, you need to stop.
Flight school.
Jet, you're going to have these people at home that's watching this. They're talking about Giannis and Jabari can go. Now, you're going to have LeBron go off and go get average for the playoffs against your team.
50. We want him to get 50 and no assists.
But you know he going to get them assists.
No, he's not.
Because you know how he be picked. You saw them assists, how he be doing it. You saw that.
Yeah, we're going to be on that.
You saw that on the cross court.
We're going to be on
You
that.
can't stop it.
I like my supporting cast better than his. I'm going to just go on the record and say it.
Well, they're going to massage this thing. Injuries been affecting them all year. Tristan's been in and out of the lineup. Kevin Love.
They're back.
They're
back.
Well, but
They're
hold up.
back.
But it's going to take time for us to get it right.
Oh.
But if anybody can make these ingredients that we haven't had before and make a great dish, it's Bron. Right. You know he's a great chef, Jeff. Tell the truth now.
Well, we'll catch y'all in the second round. We catch you in the second round.
No, y'all ain't going to no second round. Y'all going to be in the 6th seed. Y'all ain't going no second round.
Well, we can manipulate this thing however we want to at this point. 7, 8.
You better just
8.
You better hopefully
catch them in the final.
Yeah. If I was you, I would avoid LeBron at all costs. That's what I would do.
Jason Terry's always been kryptonite for LeBron James because Jason knows the secrets of how you deal with LeBron.
I'm surprised you even showed up this morning. He body bagged you about 6 years ago.
See, well, I knew that was coming, and I knew it was coming.
Joy, didn't he, Joy?
I should have pulled my little picture out that I carry around for you and them other little kids that always heckle me, pulling up that old picture.
Well,
man.
all you need to say is in the 2 closeout games of the 2011 finals,
he got
5 and 6,
was getting.
He scored 27 and 21 and outscored LeBron in those 2 games by 10.
I was like, miss, and you couldn't miss. Joker wouldn't miss not one shot.
So in those two games, Jason Terry was a +14 and +- and LeBron James was a -35.
Skip, if you want to take 1 year out of a man's 15-year career, I'm gonna give it to you.
That's all I got. I got to take it.
But when you was at Boston, what they do? When you went to Brooklyn, what they do?
I'm old now. I remember I got my mind ain't right.
But now he's got a young player, and I keep saying it's time for him to rise and shine because you need to do something when it matters in the postseason. Wouldn't that be a great breakout performance to have a coming out party for Giannis, first round against LeBron? That'd be interesting.
For real?
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying.
Let me ask you a question. What's the likelihood of Taylor Swift dropping the album one week and another artist dropping the album the same week and that artist outselling Taylor Swift? What's the likelihood of that happening?
Well, if it's Beyonce.
Or Adele.
Or Adele.
Mary J. Blige.
You see what I'm saying? So when LeBron dropped, come on, man. You know what, Jet?
I just like our supporting cast a lot.
Y'all got a nice supporting
cast.
cast.
Got rid of my guy Isaiah Thomas. That was wrong.
What you mean?
The basketball
They shouldn't have got him
like that.
They shouldn't have got him. He was already injured. The basketball gods had already frowned on him.
Now, though.
Well, I'm glad he's healthy for the Lakers.
You want Calderon or Isaiah Thomas?
I want Calderon. Because I want Calderon understands what he is. Calderon understands. Jet, now you know when you have a team, you got to have players understand who and what they are.
100%.
So tell us what you see in the Freak to date in his maturation. Where is he?
Well, he's starting to get a little more comfortable with his jump shot.
Okay.
As you seen against your Spurs last night, 3 for 3 from 3.
He did.
Didn't hesitate. Caught and shot the ball. I think another thing is his post game, which teams have to double team him. There's nobody, even LeBron, who can guard him in the post. And so when he makes the right decision, when they double team, it allows our shooters to get wide open.
You know Brown
shots.
watching this, right?
You
know Brown watching.
He should be.
He watching this.
He should be.
And so let me ask you a question, just for my edification.
Okay.
Are you saying when LeBron's in the post, Greek Freak got him one-on-one? Y'all ain't coming with the double?
We're bringing the house.
Oh, okay. I was just checking.
And by the way, there is one human who can rival LeBron on the break, and that's this guy.
Oh, yeah.
You guys, when you were getting out to run yesterday, it's just over.
Man, the dude take 3 steps and he had from half court and he had the rim. Them long legs.
He's tearing the rim down, man.
No, but he's become a better facilitator, and I think his next level is what LeBron does. Position your pieces, put them in a place so they can be successful.
Yeah, look at able one Sparrow.
Okay, what do you see in Golden State right now? They're just beat up, and we don't know where Steph's coming back. What's your gut feeling on where they are and what they will be when it's time?
I just think the multiple trips to the finals are beating them up, you know. But they do have KD. You know,
can they win it without KD? Can they win the title without KD? If no Steph,
never. No, not now. Not this year. Not beat up. Not with Curry's injury. And you got to remember the strength of Golden State's teams the last couple of years has been their bench, their depth. You know, they miss Barbosa. You know, a guy that can come in and get 10 to 15 points a game. They miss, Bogut to some degree. You know, was a good facilitator out of their post with their split game offense. And Livingston, he hasn't had the year that he's had. Iguodala hasn't had the year that he's had prior. You know, maybe he's waiting to the playoffs to turn it up, but right now they're counting on young guys that have inexperience.
Yeah, we gotta leave it there. Jason is sticking around. No mercy. Lonzo Ball's rookie season has been under the microscope. He's averaging 10 points, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists, but he's shooting just 35% from the field and 44% from the free throw line. Back in November, Lonzo became the youngest player ever to record a triple-double in a loss to Jason Terry's Bucks. And Jason is still with us. What have you seen from Lonzo this year?
I've seen everything that I thought he would be. You know, I thought he would shoot it a little better than he did, but, you know, as far as being a facilitator, making the play before the play, he sees all that. That's God's gift to him. Is he Jason Kidd? That's the comparison he always gets. I just don't think so. There's something missing there. His competitive edge is just not quite there yet, you know, but can it get there? I believe so. He has a tremendous upside just because of his basketball IQ and the way he plays the game. So I think he just needs to fine-tune his outside shot and then get some more go get him. You know, drink some Henny. Yeah. Henny. LeVar got some Henny in his
What about, so if you don't think he's going to be Jason Kidd, what about Magic? You think he'd be Magic?
Who?
Magic. I mean, the guy across from me said he could be Magic.
I did not say that. Why do you keep saying
I'm
I said
finna
that?
say, Skip,
You're
that
putting
don't
lies
sound
in
like
my mouth. I
anything.
didn't say that. I never said that. Nobody can be magic.
Or J Kidd, matter of fact. Let me go on record.
But
to
here's
say that.
my thing is that, yeah, I agree with you. He needs to be more aggressive.
Yeah.
But why does he keep shooting this amount of threes? Over his last 8 games, he's 8 of 54 from the three. Now, Jason Kidd, he's shooting 30% from the three-point line. Mm-hmm. Jason Kidd, as a rookie, shot 29.3, but he was only taking 2 a game. Right. Lonzo is taking almost 6 threes a game.
Yeah. Well, that's Luke Walton's system. For them to chunk up threes at an alarming rate. But for Lonzo, you got to remember, this ain't the backyard. You need to get out there in the Staples Center and get your reps up on that NBA court.
Not UCLA court where he shot. Because you know he shot 41% in college.
Yeah. Where'd you hear that?
Somebody told me he shot 41% in college. How did that shoot?
That's not a good percentage in college when the line is what?
Yeah, 2 feet closer.
2 feet closer.
Yeah. Huh.
That's not a good percentage.
But Shannon conveniently sweeps under the carpet the fact that over a 16-game streak around the All-Star break, Lonzo Ball made 56% of his threes over 16 games. He was just crazy hot. For that stretch, he was the #1 three-point shooter in all of basketball. So you saw he could be that, and then the roller coaster rolls down like this, and now he's been the worst over the last, whatever it's been, 8 games. But back in November when he visited Milwaukee, he went 19 points, 12 rebounds, and 13 assists. And Jason Kidd made a tactical error because he did not play Jason Terry 1 lick in that game because Jason Terry might have been able to slow down this juggernaut that was Lonzo Ball's triple-double on that night.
But see, the look he had in his eye that night, because I got to see it all, man. I was on that bench a long time, like you said. He was going to get it. Like, he literally, every time he touched it, he was putting pressure on the defense.
Maybe it was for Jason Kidd's sake.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. He looked over there, he heard the comparisons, and he had something to prove. So maybe if he can channel that, in the offseason this year, get in that gym. He got to stay in the gym, though. It got to be 2 of that. But that jumper's funky.
But here's the thing, though. If he was a shooter or a scorer, I would say continue to shoot. But he's a facilitator, and he's shooting shots as if he's a scorer, and if he sees one goes in, the basket's going to open up. Of the 101 players that's taken at least 253, he's 99th. He's in front of Russell Westbrook and Dennis Schroeder. That's where he is. 50 games. So Skip like to do sample size 16 games. Right. So I'm going to give you 50. Is that a big sample size?
50.
50. And that's where he is, Skip, shooting 30% from the three. Did you know Skip, did you see they fouled him the other night against Memphis? In the fourth quarter, who did they foul on purpose? Can you tell the people
They needed to foul somebody.
Okay.
They were just lucky he got the ball.
Okay.
But again, he would be the obvious choice to foul.
So, but people that don't have
But they weren't doing hack Alonzo. No. They just had to foul somebody.
For the people at home that doesn't have NBA League pass, can you tell them what happened when Lonzo went to the free throw line to shoot his 2 free throws?
It was pathetic, but I've been telling you it's pathetic, and I'll tell Jason Terry right now, the problem I see is not the three-point shot, which he shoots sideways. It's the free throw because he tries to go conventional at the free throw line, and he's got no idea where it's going.
Changing it up.
See,
that's too much.
You either got to do one or the other. It's a shot or it's not a shot.
But let me ask you a question. How does he get that shot off if someone's guarding him? Coming across his body. How does he get it off?
Well, it's just going to be contested. It's going to be tough. But the only way you can do it is through repetition. That's the only thing. I mean, repetition, better shot selection will make his percentage go up. And I think for him, again, it's confidence. It's all about confidence. But, again, don't force shots. When you're forcing it now and you're shooting a bad percentage, you just keep going down.
So, Shannon, can you tell the people what Lonzo's line was on Saturday night at Memphis?
He had like 18. What, he had 16?
He had 12, 8, and 10. Well, that's kind of close to a triple-double, right?
Yeah.
So there he goes again. So he leads the Lakers, obviously, in assists, and he leads them in steals, and he leads the Lakers, believe it or not, in defensive rebounding, which is pretty great, right, for a point guard?
Well, at his position, he's going to be judged on win.
Yeah.
You can throw the stats out. I mean, unless he's Russell Westbrook and he's triple-double every night, he's going to be judged on wins. And
he will.
And they won't be winning anytime soon.
Oh, really? Are you talking about years or weeks?
Like Friday night.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that stat. You said Lonzo had, what do you have?
12, 8, and 10.
I'm looking over there. I'm trying to see what Kuzma and Julius Randle had.
Doesn't really
Julius Randle had another. Hold on, what'd you say about Kuzma?
I like Kuzma. Now, see, he plays with that dog in him.
What about Drew Randle?
Oh, he's a Dallas boy. He used to sit on courtside at the Maverick game. I've been watching him a long time.
Give it,
Good
folks.
He's
player.
gonna get a big back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
give it to him.
Bucks might be in for it on Friday night. You know, this team's rolling.
They're rolling. They're the highest tempo team in the league
they
right
are.
now. They play fast.
Play fast.
That's right. That's right. up your
Get him,
alley.
freak.
Hey,
Get him, freak.
nobody is faster with the ball in his hands going up court than Lonzo Ball is.
Well, his
He can
10
fly.
steps is freaks too.
Yeah.
So I'll take the freak any day.
He said he gonna be.
And Bledsoe. Don't forget about Bledsoe.
Bledsoe, I know.
Yeah.
And Jess said he gonna be sitting up in that short porch.
Huh.
Kick it to me, freak.
Yeah.
Get your freak on.
Yeah. KCP, he can shoot it. He can play a little defense.
Oh, yeah, he's tough. He's tough.
Huh.
Hope IT plays, though, man. I'd like to play against him one more time, man.
Oh, the man
young
injured. The
protege.
man got an injured hip.
He do.
But you don't feel bad, huh? Taking advantage
That's
of it.
why I want him to come out there. So, that's the only way I can get him nowadays.
So,
Hold up. How tall is Isaiah for real?
5'6".
No, bull job aside. How tall? 5'7"?
Nah, he about 5'8", 5'8 and a half, 5'9". But that's why it's so impressive what he does. I mean, at that size in this league.
But healthy. Look at
Even not healthy, though. He's had some great games with
Skip,
the Lakers.
they had a stat, and they had, like, what he averages in Brad Stevens' system, and then everywhere he's been without Brad Stevens, it's like it's
20-6 career, though. 20-6.
you know what? He's
20-6
had some
career.
bust-out performances for the
Yeah.
Lakers. He's had some big nights.
But I'm telling you, off the bench or in the starting lineup, Isaiah Thomas is 20-6. What is that worth to you? And that's what the NBA team is going to have to decide here this summer.
whoa, no. He said he's not a bench player.
Well, it just depends where you want to go. They give him $100 million, you going to come off the bench?
No, he ain't getting no $100 million.
You don't think you're going to get the $100 million? 20-6?
At 5'8", nah. Now, he was 6'8", yeah, they gave him that. Because they gave it to Otto Porter, they gave it to Crabbe, they gave it to Evan Turner.
Otto Porter,
Junior.
Crabbe, Junior,
And
who?
Evan Turner.
and come on.
I'm just telling you,
Isaiah Thomas is an
you can't
all-star.
coach height. How you build, let me ask you a question. How you build your team around a 5'8" guy?
We not. They not building around Porter either.
Yeah,
They
Porter,
gave him
they got-
$100 million. Give my
Somebody-
man
they
his
gonna boo
money.
somebody.
Give that man his money, man.
They gonna give him some money. They gonna give about $8 million a year.
$8 million for an all-star. 20-6.
I'm just, it ain't my money, but I'm just saying what they gonna do to us.
So, bottom line, can Lonzo Ball be a perennial all-star in this league?
In the Western Conference,
Well,
it's gonna be tough.
Gonna be tough.
And they gotta win. They gotta win.
Hold on. Are they gonna trade Steph Curry, James Harden?
Right.
What they gonna do with Dame Lillard? What they gonna do with Russ? So wait,
It's
I mean,
tough. I played in the West for years, and it's tough. It's just hard. As a guard in the Western
and
Conference,
then Book. What you gonna do with Book?
it's gonna be
Devin Booker.
You were sixth man. of the
6
year.
men of the year.
Where was that at?
In Dallas.
Dallas, that's right. That was that.
All those guys in Denver that can let the ball fly. Now he might. I mean, look, he's gonna be a fan favorite, so he might.
Yeah.
He might. But as far as being selected by the coaches, there's too many guys that skip.
Well, let's not forget he's a rookie, and the big part of his game right now that's struggling is shooting, and a lot of that has to do with fatigue. He played 36 games at UCLA last year. He's already played 14 more. It'll be 24
His
by the
dad
end
said,
of the
"Can't
season.
nobody run like his son." You remember
His dad said a lot.
Okay, his dad said a lot of things.
No, he told Kentucky.
We're talking about reality
Skip,
right
what
now.
he said about Kentucky? They better not try to run with my boy, because nobody can run with my boy.
Fox tore him up that night too. But listen, we ain't gonna talk about that. But his bar is high. I mean, he has a tremendous upside, and that's what all these NBA scouts and
What?
naysayers say. That's what
Okay,
they say.
what do you think his ceiling is? How many points a night? 15, 16?
Yeah, about 15, 10 assists. He averaged 15 and 10.
So you realize
That's pretty good. That's all-star
the
level.
the man sitting across from me says he's a bust.
That's not what I
Yep.
see.
Yep. He said he was a
This is how
bust.
Skip thinks.
Bust.
Skip thinks
Write
if
him off. Bust.
You either magic or you're a bust. I said he can be a good to very good player. I didn't see transcendent. I didn't see LeBron. I don't see Steph. I don't see KD at his position.
Well, Steph, we didn't see Steph when his first year or two early, right?
Yeah.
We couldn't see it. We didn't know he could shoot from half court like that and break ankles like he does. So, I mean,
Go
the
look
kid-
at Jason
the
Kidd's
kid will get
rookie
better.
stats.
He just
He's
said
got
stop
better.
comparing him to Jason Kidd.
I understand, but he's just saying Jason Kidd, you want to talk about having the dog in you. He had
What
like
did
the
Jason-
all-time
Jason had
dog in you.
Oaktown. not backyard ball academy.
That's G. Payton.
Oaktown.
Dame Lillard. You see those guys?
Just a different breed.
Well,
that is
And he has to get his ball body.
Well,
right?
Ball got to take it back down to
what
Compton
Lavar
then, because
said.
Chino Hill.
He got to get his ball body.
gotta
Like
get
his
his-
big brother
Needs a little
LaMelo.
confidence.
He's got
I
to put
agree.
on some weight.
Yeah,
He's got a little weight.
he got to go out to Compton and get out of Chino Hill.
Yeah, get up
Because
out
Dame
there.
Lillard, all them
Jason,
hometown
thanks
boys.
so much for joining us. We appreciate having you in.
No mercy.
Kyle Kuzma will be with us in a minute. Skip, what are you looking forward to talking about with Kyle?
So, like Laker fans, Kyle is fashionably late today, right? No, that's not true. We're just a little early, actually, for him. But I want to talk to him about what my partner just threw out as we were going to break, as he often does, because he knows I don't have time to respond, because he throws out that he was the best rookie on the Lakers.
I ain't lying.
There is that guy. What's that ball kid's name? Lonzo?
You like Donovan Mitchell? He finished second in scoring to Donovan Mitchell.
Wow. Interesting.
Oh, but yeah, very interesting.
So I want to talk about Lonzo Ball going 10, 7, and 7 as a rookie, those are pretty extraordinary numbers. You have to go a long ways to find better numbers, but so was Kyle Kuzma, the 27th overall pick. That's pretty. I'd say the Lakers had the steal of the draft, right in the big picture.
Yeah, with Kuzma, he's special.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they snatched him up with the 27th pick
That's
in the
what I
draft.
said, yeah.
He's definitely still in the draft. I think he's the best rookie on the Lakers. He's gonna be on the all-rookie team.
So you think long-term he'll be better than the number 2 overall pick?
I know he's going to be first-team all-rookie. I know that for certain.
But do you want to go out on your limb again?
Ben Simmons.
It's going to break?
Yeah, I got Ben. Yeah, see.
You got Kyle Kuzma long
Joy, what they say? Even a sequoia, a giant redwood, a break. But look at the willow and the bamboo.
Really? Wow.
Interesting. Yeah. So who you like?
I like both of them a lot, but I'm going to take that number 2 overall pick. But I do wish I could take Kyle Kuzma and pour about like 5 ounces of Kyle Kuzma into Lonzo Ball, and then you'd really have something. You'd have a
gets
terror.
buckets.
Right?
Gets buckets. No moment is too big for him. He's not afraid of anything.
He is not afraid
They
of
give him the ball, go get us a bucket, Kuz.
Yeah.
Wop. He go get buckets.
Well,
that's
he's
what I
about
like.
to get us a bucket, I believe, because he's about to walk.
All right, let's bring out Kyle Kuzma.
There he is.
Welcome
Look at that.
Undisputed.
What's up, bro? How you doing?
Good.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Hey.
Yep.
Welcome.
Yeah, that's how you dress.
Good.
That's how you dress when you're the best rookie on the Lakers. That's how you dress, Skip.
That looks
I gotta one up you. I know you dress sharp.
Yeah, you know I'm doing a little something. Thanks for coming on with us, bro.
For sure. No problem.
So, you were the 27th overall pick in the draft, and a lot of people, I wasn't even sure you were going to go in the second round. I don't know what you thought going into the draft. And so, in the big picture, as you look back and the smoke clears on your rookie season, how would you evaluate what you did?
Well, I think I did a pretty good job of just really, exceeding expectations of people.
I would say.
For sure.
Yep.
Coming out, nobody really knew who I was.
Nope.
I felt like on draft night, I was excited. Everybody was excited, but for the most part, if you watch the recap, it was like, who is this guy?
That is true.
And for me to come out, do what I did on a consistent basis, and really overachieve was pretty special to me.
Or did you just achieve? Maybe you didn't overachieve. Maybe you were just what you were.
Well, in my eyes, definitely. I'm a very confident person, and right from the jump, I knew what I was capable of.
So the most amazing thing about this young man that you just alluded to was, right away, you were not afraid. You were not afraid to shoot it from anywhere at any moment, it's hard for a kid, especially on the Lakers stage, to do that. What do you have inside you that sets you apart from other rookies that way?
I think I just have like an alpha mentality. I think that's what it is. I'm not afraid of the moment. I'll come out. I'm always prepared because of my work ethic, and that confidence really is half the battle. If you're confident, then everybody around you will be there.
Did you get it in Flint, Michigan, growing up, or where did it come from?
I think so. I think growing up there, there's a lot of adversity, and I faced a lot of it, and I feel like make it out of there, you can do it anywhere.
That is true.
You play a position, and when I watch you play, the moment is never too big, as Skip said. But you're going against Kevin Durant, you're going against LeBron, you play the position that the best players in the NBA play, Giannis. What's your mentality? What's your mindset when you're going into a game and you have to face those guys? You might have to guard them, but then again, they're going to have to guard you also.
like you just said, they have to guard me too. You know, that's what I come out. You know, at the end of the day, I'm in the NBA too, so why not, you know, push to a level and, you know, really compete with those guys. You know, for me, you know, I want to be, you know, on that level one day. So, you know, it's a great testing point, especially as a rookie, to go against those guys every night.
So, I want to talk about another rookie I was a big fan of as he came out in the draft, the number 2 overall pick, buddy of yours named Lonzo Ball.
Hello, Lonzo.
But you are the flip side of Lonzo Ball. And my biggest disappointment that I expressed sitting in this seat morning after your Laker games was I couldn't figure out why Lonzo seemed a little disconnected to me, a little disengaged, not as committed to playing. Like in the summer league, you were committed because in the finals, the championship game, you were the MVP of the championship game, but he won the MVP of the summer league, which is pretty good.
Right.
It's not the highest level of competition, but it shows you what could happen.
Right.
But in too many of your games, especially your home games, I just couldn't find Lonzo. I couldn't see him, but I can see Kyle. Because when Kyle walked, you know, when you set foot on the floor, things are going to start to happen. What was missing this year in Lonzo? You know him. There was something, again, he went 10-7-7, which is pretty good. But what was missing psychologically, intangibly in him that he needs to reach down and find?
You know, I don't think it's something that was missing, because at some points this season you saw it. You know, the second game of the season, I think
that was
he had
spectacular.
29 that game.
Yep.
You know, triple-double games. You know, it was always there. It's just to consistently really just have it. And, you know, for him, it's all about, you know, trying to be more aggressive, you know, especially for us. You know, 10-7-7 was great. But, you know, he's a throwback player. People aren't used to it. In today's, you know, day and age, it's all about point guards that are scorers, flashy.
Yep.
And for him, he's throwback. You know, he's you know, get up ahead, find the open guy, make the easiest play. And for a lot of people, it's different. And, you know, he is who he is. And, you know, for us, we need him to improve to, you know, take to another level.
When you guys were like going to dinner some night on the road, did you ever say, Zoe, you got to reach down, man. You got to bring it a little harder than you bring it. Did you guys ever talk about that?
Most definitely, most definitely. And I think, you know, there was a point in time in the season where he was really catching his stride. You know, there was a point, maybe a month or two span, where he shot, you know, 40% from three.
He shot it well.
Something like that.
Yep.
And, you know, it's all about that, just having that mindset. And I think, you know, him being around me, you know, I'm a gunslinger. So, you know, hopefully, you know, rub off on him.
How much pressure was added on Lonzo because of his father talking before his son even set foot in the NBA?
Well, I mean, if we're being honest, I think a lot, for sure. You know, he's talking, you know, your guys' show every day, you know, First Take every day. You know, he's all over the internet. So that hype is, you know, it will forever be here for the rest of his career if you think about it. But, you know, for him, you know, he does a great job of really masking it. And, you know, you never really see it on his face, you know, and that's the, you know, great quality that he has.
Do you like LeVar? Do you get along with him? Do you? When
I see him, you know, I haven't, you know, he's not as around as much as you guys really think. You know, you may see him a lot of games, of course, but, you know, I've only had like 2 or 3 interactions with him. So, you know, he stays in the background, but, you know, he's in the media for sure.
I mean, you can be in the back of the room, but if you're yelling out answers, I mean, people hear you. You keep talking, he stays in the background, but we hear everything he's saying.
Right.
So, did you ever resent, because you do like Lonzo, how much pressure his father continued to exert? He went so far as to say the team has quit on the coach, on Luke Walton. Did you guys, how did you feel about that?
I think it was all white noise at the point in time in the season. You know, of course, he is going to say whatever he wants to say. You know, he has his freedom of speech. But, you know, for us, it's all about who's in the locker room, who's in the organization, and that's what really matters. So for us, during that time, we're on a losing streak. You know, we really just rallied behind one another and, you know, really got over it. So
that's a good thing to say if Skip and I are saying that.
Yeah.
But this is somebody in that locker room that you say in that locker room, that's somebody's dad saying that. That's a whole different ball game, Kyle.
No, I mean, it is. But at the end of the day, you know, it's about who we are and the organization. Those are the only 2 voices that really matter with the Lakers. And for us to, you know, improve and get to where we want to be, that's the way it has to be.
Well, do you think that, okay, he's saying the team has quit on Coach Walton. did it ever cross your mind, or do you think it crossed some of your teammates' mind that he might be getting this from somebody that's coming out of this locker room?
Not at all. Not at all. I think during that time, we were in a losing streak. It wasn't so much we were quitting. It's just we didn't know how to win. You know, all of us are young. We have 4 people that were drafted this year that, you know, played, well, really 3 that really played a lot.
Right.
B.I. Ingram, you know, he was a second-year player.
Right.
And, you know, Julius is, you know, still on a rookie contract.
Right.
So the main people in our core didn't know how to necessarily win.
Right.
So that was the biggest reason.
So I often during the year wanted to ask you about this, and now I get the chance. But you and the youngest ball, LaMelo, would go back and forth on social media, and it would get kind of ugly sometimes, like low blows.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
it would make me wince and cringe. Like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah.
Did it ever get real? Like
Never.
too real?
Oh,
No? No?
never even with me and Lonzo. You know,
Okay.
I think that's the thing that really kind of builds chemistry. You know, to know that, you know, you can joke with somebody.
Right.
That means you can, you know, be serious with them as well. So I think that was a great thing for our chemistry, and you know, you kind of saw it after the All-Star break when we started winning more games.
You did, but it got pretty harsh, man. Wouldn't you?
I don't think so.
No?
No, not at all.
All right.
Not
So
at
that
all.
was just fun.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Don't let me catch you on Fortnite. Don't let me catch you on that.
Yeah,
You play, right?
a little bit.
Okay. I can beat you then. You only play a
Oh, you
little
probably can.
Did you not play Fortnite?
I'm bad.
Or I could beat him because he only play a little bit. I play less than that, but I think I can beat him.
Just being competitive for no reason.
Yep.
So, so tell us what you see in this team, because you got a lot of young talent. I love this team going in. Remember, you did have Jordan Clarkson and Larry Nance Jr. and I thought this team was loaded, and then you added Isaiah obviously at the end. What do you see next year? Could you be a playoff team next year? Do you?
Without a doubt.
I mean, is that like a legit goal?
Yeah, for sure, legit. Honestly, I think we could have made the playoffs this year.
So do I.
We had a lot of games. For instance, we won 35 games. We had a lot of games at the beginning of the year, like I said, that we didn't know how to win, that were right here, and we just didn't grab. So for us, you know, I don't see why we can't, even if we add nobody or not.
Yeah. You took Golden State to overtime twice. Early. Yeah.
Yep.
You played big in both those games. Lonzo played pretty well in both.
But here's the thing, Skip. Now, you've gotten close to a lot of your teammates. Now, you know if LeBron and Paul George come there, they're going to break this up. You do know that, right? You know that.
We'll see.
You know if they bring LeBron James and Paul George to the Lakers, Skip, some of that young talent's going to have to go.
Nature of the beast.
Not his decision.
Control what you can control, right?
You comfortable with that? I mean, you allow
sure.
me. I mean, I know you want to be the big fish now. I mean, they about to bring, if they bring Moby Dick up in there, that big old guy from Akron, Skip.
He's getting old though. He'd be on his retirement stint, right?
Well, ask Kyle.
Yeah.
Durant or Braun?
Durant or Bron?
Yeah.
Right. Oh, Bron. Easy.
You all right?
You
Choking?
disagree?
No, him. He said Kevin Durant way better than LeBron.
I did not say
Wait.
Who was the Finals MVP last year?
Kyle, talk to him. I'm gonna let you talk. I'm gonna sip on this whole week. Come here.
My question is, you know, was what he's saying is, you know, if you switch teams, are the Cavs better or worse with KD?
KD is a monster. When he decides, when he gets to his spots, as Iguodala was saying the other day listen, they just toyed with a pretty good New Orleans team.
For sure.
And the crucial game was that game 4 back at New Orleans. And Kevin Durant, remember Draymond texted him in the middle of the night, you know, you need to bring it tomorrow, you need to be more aggressive like you and Lonzo to talk. And he just took the game over. And when he is making those jump shots, LeBron can't shoot that way. He doesn't have that mid-range game like that.
Yeah, Toronto that.
Yeah, he does, when he's 30 points ahead and he's shooting clowny fadeaways.
Have you seen what he's been doing this playoffs, though?
Who? LeBron? I haven't watched. What happened?
Unbelievable.
Well,
You know,
Well,
let him sip his
you
coffee.
Are you campaigning for? Would you like to play with him?
You know, I'm not saying that. You know, I'm just saying from the situation that we came from
Yeah.
that he's a better player right now, at least. You know, I don't want to get no tampering fines or anything.
Okay.
You know, we go through that a lot in L.A.
Who plays the better defense between Kevin Durant and LeBron James right now? I'm wondering. I'm just asking. I don't know.
KD's a good defender.
He's a good
He's
defender.
improved a lot over the past 2 years. since
Boy,
he's
he
been in
rim
State.
protects.
But you know they don't ask KD to do what they ask LeBron to do.
Well,
Slow-
LeBron
but
plays.
the thing
Wait a
is,
second.
you have to
What
do-
did they ask him to? He plays one-man zone. He goes and stands under the basket.
you have to realize what he does on the offensive end.
That-
Okay.
KD does a lot on the offensive end as well. But for LeBron, he's playing 40 minutes a night. He's carrying a lot of people that have never really played in the playoffs. And you got to look at the flip side. KD, you know, he has Steph. He has Draymond. He has Clay. You know, he has a lot of players that he can play in space, doesn't have to worry about double teams, and doesn't have to worry about the same things that LeBron has.
Don't have to worry about
to win.
rebounding.
What did you tell me Draymond did? He walked out in the parking lot after they lost to LeBron, and he did what? He called KD. Why would he call KD?
Steph Curry saved KD's legacy. Because if he'd have said, no, I don't want him here, he wouldn't have been able to come there.
Who was the better player in the finals last year?
Stop it.
Stop
KD.
it.
KD definitely was.
There we go.
So
I'm starting it.
The man averaged a triple-double. He's done two things in the finals.
was over in
hold
five.
On. He's done two things in the finals no man can ever say. He averaged a triple-double, and he once led in a 7-game series in the finals every statistical category. Points, rebound, blocks, assists.
Do you remember
and
game
steals.
What did he
4?
do that series that he averaged a triple-double? What did he go home with?
He took the L.
Yeah.
He
Took
took the
the
call.
L. But he took it in 5 games. It wasn't even close.
But Joy, you remember 2012? What
I do. It was a wonderful year.
What did he hang on? What did he hang on? He did that to Harden, KD, and old Russ.
when they're all like 18 and 19.
Whoa! Don't do that. I mean, we have all the
How's
players
that?
come out here, the coaches come out here. They tell you, Bron, but you still want to argue. Stop arguing with the guests.
I know what happened last year. He was the Finals MVP. The shot of the
By
finals
time,
right in LeBron's
how many of
face.
those trophies Bron got?
No mercy. We're joined now by LeVar and LiAngelo Ball. Welcome back to Undisputed.
Hey,
How are you?
happy to be back.
Yeah.
Good to have you. We got a lot of stuff on the table.
Oh, of course.
Baller
What do we got
water.
here?
We got this big ball of water.
So what's special about that water?
It make you a big baller.
It's good to have you guys back.
What's the brand of it?
This is called Vitatas. They've been around for 100 years.
Yeah.
This is the purest water in the world.
It's not Lithuanian water, though.
It's
Is it?
Lithuanian water. It's
It
better
is?
than that. This is the best water because it has 0 nitrates. It don't have to go through no purification system.
Shannon?
Underground.
So you get it straight from the stream. and
Straight
it's
from the
just-
spring. And see, when you got that mountain spring water,
Yeah.
don't tell me no raccoon ain't tiptoed through there. And
Yeah,
did his
of
thing.
course.
This one underwater, under the ground. Ain't no animals under there. It's pure.
Yeah?
But anyway, let me get a little sip of it because it's just so good.
Well, LeVar, we've heard the rumors of LeBron possibly coming to LA this summer. Do you think that it will happen?
I don't think it'll happen. I know it's going to happen. I told you to
You've
call
been
him L.A.
saying
Bron.
it. Yeah.
I told you to call him L.A. Bron.
And why did you think that? What gave you that indication?
Well, for him to be considered better than Jordan, I think he has to be, his narrative has to be everywhere he's went, he's won. The title. But as far as winning 6 championships in the same place, so he's not going to do it in Cleveland. Nobody cares now because he's been to the finals too many times. So I think to justify that he's the best player in the world ever, he got to win a couple of more championships somewhere else.
So there has been a suggestion that Kevin Durant, who at this moment is an unrestricted free agent, might want to think about joining forces with LeBron with the Lakers. Could you see that happening, and how do you think that would fly?
NBA won't let that happen.
Oh, that's Shannon suggested that.
NBA won't let that happen.
Because?
Man, they're gonna
Too
be
much?
Man, they're going to be like, it's too much.
Yeah.
It's an overload on one side. Nobody's going to watch the East.
Well, there was a big overload in Golden State for a while, right?
Well, it is still, you know. So, but I don't think KD and LeBron can play together. They're not going to do that.
I think they could. They play All-Star. They play in the Olympics.
Yeah, but the egos are a little too big. They're not going to share it like that.
I mean, KD seems to be. I mean, for him to do what he did by going to Golden State,
Right.
lets you know that he's willing to swallow some of his pride because he was joining a team that won 73 games the year before he got there, and they had a 2-time MVP. So to go there, you have to be willing to know the blowback that you're going to get now.
Right. Well, like I said, you can go over there to Golden State because Steph Curry is with Under Armour.
Right.
two Nike heads ain't going to the same place like that. Not two big wigs.
Well, what if he tries to come over with old Triple B's?
Triple B's? He ain't good enough.
Whoa. KD?
KD. You know what Triple B's are? The Ball brothers. That's enough. That's our big three.
So nobody else.
Nobody else.
Man, you trying to make money or what?
I ain't trying. I am. Can't you tell?
Okay, so do the hypothetical. Let's just say your number one son is the point guard, and on one wing he's got LeBron, and on the other he's got Kevin Durant. Do they win it all?
No. They got to trade Kevin Durant and put in LiAngelo Ball. Then you win it all.
You buying that?
I'm not buying that. Yeah, I'll play on that team.
Yeah, I bet you would. Yeah. Seriously, what if it happens?
Seriously, it's not going to happen.
Not
But if
gonna
it did, but you can't give Lonzo the best player in the game and don't expect him to win, because he's going to make LeBron better. People
How?
be looking at how. That's just what Lonzo does. He makes everybody better. So whoever's on the team going to be better. Look what he did with the Lakers. Kyle Kuzma, he went to Utah. You ain't never heard of him. Lonzo, he played with Lonzo. Now he's a Rookie of the Year. Brandon Ingram had his best year ever. Julius Randle had his best year ever. Lonzo wasn't there before them 2 or 3 years. They didn't do nothing. All the folks that went to UCLA, do you hear about them now? No, because they found that they can't play. Took away Lonzo. Now you don't hear about TJ Leaf. You don't hear about EK. You don't hear about nobody.
Yet I've heard several scenarios, and there are a lot of scenarios on the table because it's become hysteria. Where's the LeBron sweepstakes?
Right.
That would include your number one son getting traded from the Lakers in a sign and trade to acquire Paul George or who knows, maybe Kevin Durant in a sign and trade.
Yeah.
Have you heard those? Have you?
No, I haven't heard those. I'm too busy getting water and doing the JBA.
Okay.
So I ain't listening to no little stuff on the side like that. That's baby weight.
All right. So talk me through this. I have been the biggest fan of your number one son, but he was perplexing to me. We talked about this earlier on the show this year as a rookie because he would come and he would go in his aggression, his assertiveness. And there were times I just couldn't recognize him, like he was unplugged, he was disconnected, and I couldn't figure it out. And I fought for him and I supported him, but I want your view of why did his aggression sort of come and go from night to night?
Aggression, it was always the same. They got to figure him out. He's trying to figure them out on the fact that going up all through his life, he's always played the whole game. So the in and out, and when he's sitting there, how you can take control of the game, and he know how to win.
Yeah.
But if you keep pulling him down and put him back in the last 5 or 6 minutes, when he's just like, whatever y'all want to do. You got these guys taking the wrong shots at the wrong time.
Because Luke Walton's pattern was he would play him 6 minutes, and then he would sit him for the rest of the first quarter and some of the second quarter, right?
Like I said to Luke, his excuse was the kids were young. But I was thinking to myself, too, also the coaching is young. So you got to take part of that blame.
Right.
Now, until you find out who's your guy, you're not going to flow. So I knew I was going to get the flashback of saying, oh, well, he's lost the team.
You did.
2 things happen when that happened. Either everybody going to jump off the ship, they're going to bring somebody else in, or everybody going to band together. And as you see, everybody band together, and then he start going to the sideline, and Lonzo's his guy now. But if you don't know if Kyle Kuzma is your guy, Brandon Ingram, Julius Randle, Lonzo, Clarkson, it's too many people you're trying to please instead of having one general. And until you find out who that general is, and you can bring him to the side and high-five him and say, good job, instead of everybody walking by you. When I told him, I saw nobody, I say he lost a team when nobody comes out the game and you don't high-five or you don't stop at the coach or nothing. You lost that team. Until you start, they come to you and say, okay, we're going to do this, and then go sit down.
So you're saying he regained the team?
He regained the team on the fact that they banded together because they said, hey, the Lakers, and that's where they start winning the second half. He started playing Lonzo a lot more and finishing games. So now everybody knows, okay, this is the guy. Just like when you had the Chicago Bulls, you got a lot of talented players, but Jordan is this guy that sent all the stuff down, Scottie Pippen, everybody. So that's the same thing that started happening at the end when Lonzo was there. And just like I was telling him about getting him hurt, you got him going 100 miles an hour, then you shut him down. 100 miles an hour, then you shut him down. It's tearing his body up. Right. And you're doing this rubber band training to strengthen him. That's not going to get it. They weren't running hills no more, lifting no pig iron. He wasn't playing durations of the game. Like I was telling him, if you don't want to kill him, how about you just let him play the last quarter and watch him win? You got 12 minutes, up 20 or down 20, he going to go get it.
So you want Lonzo to lift weights like old school weights, like you were brought up lifting.
Like I was doing with him.
Right.
That's how, when I brought him to him, he was never hurt. He was always healthy because he was doing this stuff.
He can't run hills during the season, though, LeVar.
Why not?
LeVar, he can't run no hills during the season and play 82 games.
Why not?
Because it's never been done before.
Exactly.
And you're asking to get hurt.
And that's how you get to be the best player in the world. You sound like that Lithuanian coach now.
No.
You want to save your legs, and that's why you lost so much, because they never condition themselves.
You can condition yourself, but you can't run hills.
Why?
That's the off season to get you ready for the season, LeVar.
Why?
Well, I would recommend.
I run all day. You go to Africa and you run over rivers, all kind of stuff.
Yeah, but that's all they do is run.
Yes, legs never hurt. Condition your legs so you can run forever.
No, LeVar, you and I both know the amount of minutes that you want Lonzo to play and what you want him to, how you want him to train is unrealistic. I get it. You want him to play 40 minutes a night.
I'm an unrealistic guy. Can't you tell? You can't get no big baller brand and no water without being realistic.
Well,
unrealistic.
You did what a lot of people thought you couldn't do.
Yeah, but a lot of people like this. Look at all the guys that come in the league, man. You got Jacoby and your Jordans. They come in here skinny. Yeah, they're not used to lifting weights. All my family, as soon as we hit 12, it's like a religion. We hit that iron.
But he gonna grow.
Grow, run. Just like lifting weights, you can do some running. I ain't saying you got to run like a wow man.
Yeah.
But you can do some sprints up some hills, man. Keep your legs toned, ready to go.
Yeah, you got to do a little.
We've been doing that. We've been doing that all the time when they was playing in high school. Same thing. People's like, oh, you're running, not now. We're gonna go run, and guess what? When we hit that flat land, we're gonna run like deers. But your legs gonna be strong.
Mm-hmm. So let's talk about the shot. You have defended the unconventional shot of Lonzo. You saw him do it right away, and you said that's just how it's going to be.
Right.
And he made 41% of his threes at UCLA. And it came and it went last year. He had some surges, and he wound up at 31%, which is not good enough. But worse than that, he shot 45% from the free throw line. Indefensible, can't be, can't happen. You got to correct that, and I'm sure he is working on that.
Working on it is he can do it. You know, a good shot is your shot, however it is.
Yeah, I agree
Some of your
with
best
that.
shooters, I don't think none of them shoot the same. Jamal Wilkes,
I know. Yeah.
Bob McAdoo, Larry Bird on the side of his face.
It was.
Reggie Miller's a push shot. So perfect your shot. It's good. The free throw thing is easy too. Lonzo could shoot them free throws, but like I said, as far as coaching, they don't know how to coach him, and they're learning. And as him getting older, sometimes you got to be a little more stern on Zoe, which is they're taking the easy approach because he's our rookie. We don't want to tamper with.
They can't coach him like you, cause you his dad.
That ain't got nothing to do with it. If I give him, I say, you know what? That might not be their demeanor on how to coach him.
Right.
Which is, don't say with Lonzo, you just got to put in the repetitions. Everything's gonna be. You got to be more forceful. Like God. Dang it, go in there and make these, stop messing around, get to the, that's how
Yeah,
you're going to play. If you not sit
Seriously,
your tail down.
I'm not sure.
He works
I'm
better
not sure any coach will ever get the max out of Lonzo or any of your sons that you
the
could
way,
get.
Exactly.
Okay,
And that's
so
why I try to give them a little pointers to say, yo, you got to be a little more. I ain't saying you got to cuss them out or nothing like that.
I'm not facetious. Do you want to coach the Lakers at some point? Would you?
Would I coach the Lakers? The only way I coach the Lakers is all three of my boys was there. And I'd turn the NBA upside down. Because I'll do something that never been done before. But I press the whole game.
But you can't coach.
Well,
but here's the thing, though. You got your three boys, but you got 12 other players also
I've
that you
always
can't
had that. And all I got to do is make sure I coach them three to blend with everybody else. Like when I set rules, when you're at the head of a company, I ain't going to go and talk to everybody. I'm going to talk to the main guys to relay the message down. And they supposed to make them flow. Uh-oh.
Would you do this, seriously?
What?
Would you coach the Lakers? If you were offered the job, would you do it?
I would coach the Lakers. Only if all three of my boys was there.
Okay.
If they not, then it'll only be for 1 year because I had to show them how good I am, then I'm out. Back to the
Then
big
you want to
baller
force
brand.
them.
To the big baller brand.
What happens if, let's just say for the sake of argument, Jello gets drafted and it's not by the Lakers?
Okay. Now, like I said, I want all my boys in the NBA. My preference is for all of them to play on the Lakers.
They've had the most success playing together. Can they have maximum success without playing with each other?
No.
What the hell? I mean, Lamar.
Singly, they're good. Together, great.
But
all three of them unbeatable.
But there's a possibility.
Unbeatable.
That's not going. I understand what you're saying, but there's a possibility that all three will not be playing together.
And there's a possibility that all three of them will be playing together. Because as much money as I'm going to make, I might go buy my own team, go scoop them all up.
In the NBA?
That's the only place you can get a team.
Yeah, hold on. What you got going on there, big?
You don't think these triple Bs, you know what they stand for?
Billions?
Billion, and billion.
Well, we have to take a break, but we'll get back to that.
All right.
Much more with LeVar and LiAngelo coming up.
No mercy.
LeVar and LiAngelo are with us still. LiAngelo, the draft is next week. What do you think your chances of getting drafted are?
I think I got good chances of getting drafted. I mean, that's what I've been training for, so I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. I feel
Heard
like I got
from
a good
many
chance.
teams, or you got some ideas of where you might fall?
I've talked to some teams, worked out for the Lakers recently. Then I'm working out with the Warriors coming up. So
Are you? Good.
yeah, got a good chance.
So do you think the Lakers would take you in the second round, or what's your gut?
Yeah, if they feel like they need me, they'll pick me. I feel like I did good in the workout, so hopefully they do that.
What are you thinking, Pops?
I'm thinking they better do the right thing. I mean, don't look at it as LeVar is always right and we want to please him. Look at it as the player that you're getting.
Right.
Jello is the best two-guard in the draft on the fact that he shoot better than anybody in the draft. He's stronger than anybody in the draft. He's got the best chemistry with Lonzo better than anybody in the draft. Why wouldn't you choose him? You said Lonzo need to get stronger and a better shooter. I'm bringing you a stronger, better shooter.
He shoot better than Lonzo?
Heck yeah, by far. Jello will give you a solid 30. Lonzo and Melo, they the wild cards. They can give you 20, but they also can give you 60. But you can count on Jello's 30 every time.
What was the experience like in Lithuania? What did you gain from playing over there? What did you guys gain from going over there as opposed to being here and playing maybe at UCLA or maybe just playing here in America? What did you gain?
Just playing against grown men, it's a lot more tough out there. I mean, in college, you don't play 20, 28-year-olds that's about to lose their job if they're not producing. So
Right.
It's just, you just pick up a lot more stuff, a lot more grit and grind out there.
So
You
why'd
gotta
you,
be focused.
why'd you cut it short?
I didn't cut it short. We only had 1 week left. They said cut it short. I stayed out there 4 months. I was supposed to stay out there for 4 days. Remember, y'all say he'd be right back. It's a bad move going out there. I tell you what, if you want to do anything and focus on it, Lithuania is the best place in the world to go.
Why?
Because it ain't got no malls out there, ain't got no fancy restaurants. It's cold out there, so do what you're going to do. Go back inside and sleep and go do the same thing next day. You ain't got no 12 restaurants. Say, I might go to Fridays. I might go over here. No, you got one that you like. But the food is, I found Tango's Pizza and McDonald's. McDonald's was an hour away. Hour up, hour back.
What?
Seriously?
Yes. And when you get tired of Tango's, go right to McDonald's and you be like, these are the best burgers I ever had.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to load up. I have to get like
Yes.
16 burgers.
Yes,
I ain't gonna be making
I'm
the
just
trip.
saying. But it's like, it doesn't have a lot of distractions. So if you're going to write a book or you want to focus on something, Lithuania is the place to go.
So, LiAngelo, do they know how to play? Did you learn anything from how they played the game?
Yeah, it's a little different. I mean,
How?
it's different from college, I should say, actually, because it's more structured. Like, it's more close to the league, how they play, as far as coming off of screens and, like, just using ball screens all the time.
Physical,
ball.
not physical.
Yeah, it's physical,
Yeah.
of course.
So it was good for your growth, you felt like.
Yeah, I feel like I growed out there.
Yeah.
How did Lithuania come about?
Lithuania came about on the fact that it was the perfect spot for us. We had some other places they could have went, but they try to tie my boys up to 3-year deals.
Right.
Especially Melo.
Right.
Because they want that buyout.
Right.
So this was the only one that was going to go 1 year. And the second thing is they weren't doing good. You can't go to a team that's 20-0.
Right.
You go to a team 20-0, they're going to say, we was winning before your boys got here.
Right.
So guess what? If you losing all the time, you got to make a change. So here come the ball boys. You don't even know about Lithuania until they go over there.
So tell us about the young one. How's he doing?
Melo's doing great. Like I said, you can send my boys to Timbuktu, they're going to get better. At one point, the coach he doesn't believe in the boys. Here's something. When you win the lottery, everybody want to win the lottery, and you get all this money. then you don't know what to do with it because you didn't plan on that. I give you the best teenagers in the world to come over there, and they thought we wasn't going to be that good, and we were, and all the eyes was on them. They didn't know what to. They thought we was going to be there for a week, get their publicity up, but then they got longer and they found out how good the boys were.
So you got blowback initially with the boy, you bringing the boys over.
Well, you can't bring, let alone one American. You bring two, and they young, and jealousy gonna set in because all the eyes went to my boys. And then that's why the coaching over there. If I just send them over there, they're gonna sit them on the bench. They ain't gonna do nothing.
Right.
But I went over there bigger than that, not as just a father, but a guy with a brand. So when I go over there with a brand, now I got a little pull. So now we got the Big Baller Brand Challenge game. Guess what? Now I can coach it to show them what my boys is about. Right. We played a lot of people and as soon as my boys do good, because I believe in them, they're not going to believe in those 16-year-old, no 19-year-old. They just not. But it showed that they can play when I coach those games.
Right.
Because I coached the same team that this guy had when he coaches, 70 points. When I coach, 140, 150. That's a huge despair. But I told him when I was over there, I said, one thing, all them boys can shoot over there. And I'm telling them, why are you concentrating on defense and you can't slide your feet and you're not a defensive gritty team? Right. But if everybody can shoot, let's concentrate on offense, get in front and see if they can catch us.
So how good can the young one be, LaMelo?
Melo, out of all three of my boys, is going to be the best. Jello has the opportunity to be the best on the fact that he's the strongest. And when you go up in the leagues, they get faster and stronger. LeBron's the best. Why? Because he's stronger than everybody. Shaq was the best when he was playing. Why? He was stronger than everybody. Wilt Chamberlain, back in his day. Whoever the strongest is at their position is usually going to be the best.
As long as they have ability to go with it.
They got ability to go with it, but who's ever the strongest. D. Rose was one of the best guards back in the day. Why? Because he was stronger than everybody.
He was.
And at the two guard who started getting good was D. Wade. He was strong. When you're stronger, it takes you on a different level.
How tall could LaMelo get to? You're young.
Melo can get to 6'9", 6'10".
Well, he ain't gonna be playing no two guard at 6'10".
Why not?
He gonna be a 3.
Why? Well, what's KD 7 feet?
KD a 3.
You know, you call him a 3, but he looks like he do a lot of shooting.
Yeah, he do like
you call him a 3 or 4.
5. He play a lot.
You can call LeBron a 5'4". He played a 1.
Yeah.
LeBron bringing that ball up until he get tired.
Right.
So it don't matter about the numbers if you can.
So you want Melo to be positionless.
Melo ain't gonna handle it. Here's the thing: Melo love to score. Melo plays point guard out of necessity.
Right.
He can handle that ball. When Lonzo left, he had to go point guard.
Right.
At Lithuania, he was the best guard on the team. Faster than everybody, stronger than everybody, shoot better than everybody. But coach was stuck on he's 16.
So
he said, 16 can't play over there. I said, I coach him against grown men. You talking about the London game, he went for 40 and had a triple-double against grown men. That was way better and faster than some of the teams we was playing. But the coach never let him loose and do his thing. And because over there, they're not used to the players of my son's caliber, which is, I said, you have no players in Lithuania or in Europe that are going to take 30 shots and go 15 out of 30, 50%. Because you're not going to be aggressive. They'll go 3 for 4. They'll go 4 for 7 and never stop shooting because coach wanted to be so perfect.
Right.
My boys shoot freely and they attack you the whole game. That's why we played against the best team, which was Zalgiris, and they had their best game. Came off the bench. He had 25. Melo had 19. Melo hit 4 threes from 30 feet in a row just to let him know. If I would have started, I would have killed y'all.
So Melo's 16 years of age. You say he could be better than Lonzo, the best?
No, he is going to be better.
Yeah, okay.
The youngest one is always the best.
Okay.
Ask him.
So you've got, that's a good point. You got, 3 more years of no basketball, no organized basketball for LaMelo? Or what's he going to do?
Now, he's going to the JBA.
All right.
That's my league.
Yeah.
You know, you can go catch the schedule at jbaleague.com and get all the games. And like I said, he's going to be doing his thing, and all I have to do is get him prepared for the draft, which is you have to be stronger and you have to be faster. The game, the fundamentals and all that is just playing. Because don't tell me you running them plays where Steph Curry is shooting from 40 feet and KD just bagging the shorter guys in shooting. It's very easy. The game is simple, and it's always been that. It's a game of mismatches. What you don't want to see is the NBA with Lonzo at 23, Jello at 22, and Melo at 20. you're not going to beat them. You're not going to beat them. One thing we do is win. And like I said, if the Lakers would have known how to coach Lonzo from the get-go, 50 games was easy. And the way I looked at 50, because you have 80, my son is going to win. He's better than a 50% winner. And that's what I tell him about Jello. I say he played the game. What Jello has done is something that Lonzo has never done, which is win 60 games in a row. Not 20, not 30, 60.
But you realize it's like, speaking of billions, $1 billion to one shot that you're going to have all three of your sons on the same NBA team. Are you going to speak it into existence?
I'm going to speak that. Oh, it's going to happen.
All right.
It's going to happen. And like I said, if the Lakers don't do, well, you know, the right thing in due time, whoever takes my three boys, that's where they're going. Because whoever believes in them like that, I'm giving it to the Lakers on a platter, saying, I'm telling you, build this around a family where all you got to worry about is, it's never been done before, on the fact that nobody's thinking about it, because you get your one Kobe, you get your one LeBron, you get your one KD, and you build around them. Get three ball boys to win. All you need is two rebounders.
So are you saying if the Lakers pass on LiAngelo, are you starting to think about Lonzo's got to go elsewhere eventually?
Eventually, he's going to go elsewhere. He's going to go to the best. Whoever going to take all three of my boys, I don't care, Milwaukee, Toronto, whoever.
But LeVar, hold on. I understand that you want what's best for your boys, but what about what's best for them? What if they don't want to all play together?
Are you drunk?
Well,
sometimes.
Yesterday started the show out of the show. Tonight yesterday. Yesterday, we made him do it.
Like I said, you put Jello and Lonzo together. They ain't played together in a year or 2 years. You put them together, it eases Zoe. Every time they go to 24, hang out together, he make all the shots. Why? Because he got his brother with him. Now, Lonzo got a lot going on.
Right.
You're rapping, you're the face of a franchise, you got to worry about these nuts talking about me and asking him how he feel about me. He gonna feel the same way.
We got to take a break. We'll have much more with LeVar and LiAngelo coming up.
No mercy.
LeVar and LiAngelo Ball are back with us.
So, going into Lonzo's rookie year last year, you made a bunch of strong statements about how great he was going to be, better than this, better than LeBron, better than Steph.
Yes.
And there are times I feared you were just crushing him with expectations for a 19-year-old. How much harder do you think you made it for him early last year?
Didn't make it hard for him at all. And the fact that how you going to make something hard if you get to do something that you love to do and you're young, 19, 20 years old, and you're getting paid for it and you're a millionaire, you could easily go to work and do some talking and lifting and whatever, but you get to go into the gym. And that's why people say, oh, he struggled. Well, I would love to struggle if I was 19, just going to the gym to play and get millions of dollars. Right. How you struggle doing that? The fact that you just in the gym, you gotta love it. Whether you do good or bad, you at a place playing something that you've been doing all your life. You can never have a bad day.
Did you think did he get frustrated last
Yeah,
year?
he got frustrated, no. He just plays the game. He's gonna get better. Lonzo 10-7-7, guess what? That's the worst he ever gonna be in his career. He can't do nothing but go up. I don't want him to be the coldest dude. And then after your rookie year, I put these expectations out there because you have goals. If I don't say aim for 50, you don't go for 50. If I don't say be the best player, you don't go for being the best player. You just go along, I made the NBA, you just fold through and you say, I hope everybody likes me. I hope they don't. You think everybody liked Jordan when he came in the game? I tell you what, when he did the dunk contest back in the day and had all the jewelry on his neck, you think them veterans wasn't looking at him like, who this young cat here with all this gold on? He ain't gonna take off his warm-ups?
They froze about the first All-Star game.
So I expect that if you're gonna be great, you gotta go through that. It ain't gonna be no smooth ride. And don't have this hell of a season, and then you don't do nothing after that. That's like I said, he's gonna be the best rookie of the year. If he's not, guess what? Nobody cares.
So he never came to you one time and said, Pop, just cool it a little bit. Just tone it down a little bit.
I don't have that type of son. That's for you guys. It's different, the way we raise them is different. You can't come in there and go, Pop, Dad, can you, no, I can't do nothing. You can leave and do it on your own. That's how we raise them now. So even to this day, if my dad says something I don't like, I don't sit there and argue with him.
You bite your tongue.
I don't even bite my tongue. I go the other way. I say I do my own thing. But now he understands how I am, and I'm the only one that can tell him something out of the 7 kids. Like, you need to be quiet. You ain't running this no more. He's, ooh, you right.
See, because you done took over.
Yeah, you know how you take over?
Yeah, I know.
The boss.
Yeah, you know I know you take over.
Yeah, that's how you take over.
I don't think any kid ever came into this league with more expectations than you helped put on your son
Yes,
this
I
year.
want them
More than
expectations.
LeBron did
Yes.
in a different way.
No, it was more than LeBron. On
Yeah.
the fact that I put it out there to say, yo, he's supposed to be like this, man. If you don't set no high goals, man, I can't start no brand if I want to just slide through. The stuff that I'm doing, I can't do this stuff. I'm a history maker.
So what do you predict for Lonzo this year?
Predict for Lonzo this year?
Yeah.
You get Jello with him, you guaranteed to go to the playoffs. Guaranteed.
Well, LeBron coming, you guaranteed to go to the playoffs.
Or even if he don't come, you just bring Jello, you guaranteed to go to the playoffs. Jello has something else that's real good too, which is the IQ for the game. Now, you throw Jello the ball early. He knows that Lonzo's gonna run the lane, and he gonna throw that lob. When you get Lonzo doing 2 or 3 lobs, he feeling good. He gonna shoot threes. He gonna have a good time. Jello ain't gonna take no bad shots. He gonna take some shots. He'll swing the ball back. He ain't gonna try to go off the dribble and dribble 5 or 6 times. Talking about I think I'm hot.
But you just said if he shoot his shot, ain't no bad such thing as a bad shot.
Exactly.
So again, if you're right about LeBron coming to Los Angeles, you too, you and LeBron have exchanged some shots. He shot back at you one time.
Here's the thing: if LeBron comes out, make him understand that he got to calm down and don't let the media fool him into messing with me.
Ooh.
You messing with him?
I'm gonna say they asked me a question, and I said, "Yo, most players that are great, their sons are not that good." And prove me wrong. I'm not saying nothing about your son. And then they said, well, LeBron, I said, I don't see LeBron. The high expectation, everybody's going to expect his son to be like him.
But LeBron said, keep my son's name out your
Well,
mouth.
that's when you talk about some, but he took it the wrong way. He's trying to wear his feelings on his sleeve.
Okay.
And people can talk tough, like keep my son out. What you going to do? Nothing. You just want to sound tough.
But
And it's okay. Because anytime somebody strikes anything at a son, your horns are up. So that's when they talk about my sons and stuff like that, my stuff go up.
But, LeVar, you know that's unrealistic. The likelihood of an all-time generational great, a pantheon great player, having a son equally as a great, it doesn't matter the sport. So it's not like you went out there on a limb. Yeah, it's not like you.
Doesn't happen, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not taking shots at LeBron, and I don't worry about what he's doing with his family. He do with his family, and let me do what I do with my family. But when people ask me questions and I answer them, and they don't want to hear that answer,
You ain't got to answer everything, though.
Yes, I do.
I beat you one-on-one, I bet you that.
You couldn't beat me one-on-one with 2 people.
We gotta leave it there. LeVar and Angelo, thanks
Hey,
for joining us. Good luck in the
Better than you with skills. Jump hooks.
We'll be right back.
No mercy.
So, Joy Taylor, the three of us has done over 400 shows together, but all good things must come to an end, and this is your last show before you move right across that studio floor to join Colin on his show. We're going to miss you, we love you, and we have a present for you right here, right now.
Oh,
Here we go.
I love cake. What do we got? Oh, amazing.
Beautiful.
Who we got? My high school picture.
That's your high school picture.
That's my senior
What are
picture.
candles?
That's great.
Ain't got no
you
candles
so
on the
much,
cake.
guys. Well, it's been really great working with both of you.
Been awesome.
We came together to launch something totally new, and it's been wonderful getting to know both of you. We're a family. I know everyone thinks that we, claw and scratch at each other all the time, but we have a good time. A fake cry.
You realize he's going to be lost without you.
Yeah. Well, Jenny will do a great job. I'm gonna give her some pointers for keeping him in check.
The pettiness will never leave this building.
No.
I mean,
No, it's right across the studio, so I'll throw some
Exactly.
shade your way for sure. Thank you guys so much for the cake and for having me. I've learned so much from both of you, and
Thank you.
love you both. I love the whole staff. Thank you very much. Thank you to Colin for having me, and I'll miss you guys, but I'll see you every day.
Colin, she real petty. Colin, she real petty.
No mercy.
All right, we're joined now in studio by the man that Skip Bayless has been saying for months should be the #1 pick in the draft. Baker Mayfield, welcome to Undisputed.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Awesome. So, Baker, we're excited to announce that you have a brand new series. It's going to be called All the Way Up on your journey from college to the NFL. It's going to premiere on July 29th on Fox. Why was it important for you to do this project, Baker?
For me, I've never really been about going directly by the script. It's always been a little bit different.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it was more of a kind of a behind-the-scenes journey of everything that entails leading up to the draft and a little bit post after that. So it's a lot of things that people don't know. And so just wanted to give a different outlook on it and just a little taste of what I was all about. Because there was a lot of questions leading up to the draft about that. So I thought, what better way to show that than just have people join in along the ride.
So let's talk about what makes Baker Mayfield tick. Let's talk about the walk-on mentality that you've had from day one. You lead Lake Travis High School in Austin, Texas to a state championship. I think that was your junior year. But you're virtually unrecruited coming out of high school, and you say, okay, I'll go walk on at Texas Tech. And they have just signed one Davis Webb, who's now Eli's backup, maybe his successor, we don't know, in New York, but he's a good player. Went on to Cal and did big things for Cal. And yet you walk in and say, nope, I got this, and you beat him out. And you started from the start, and you go up against SMU in that opener at SMU. Do you remember that game? You go 43 of 60 for 413 yards and 4 touchdowns against Garrett Gilbert, who had been a big star
Lake Travis.
At Lake Travis, and big star at Texas for a while. So what drove you to be able to pull that off?
My mentality, I was always competitive growing up. I love sports. It was just everything I did. It always had to be something, being active or competitive. And so that was just how I was. And then when I hit my growth spurt later on, so I had to deal with, there was a time period where I was not the biggest kid, and I just had to mentally develop the attitude of I'm not going to give up, and I'm not going to take no for an answer. It's just how it's going to be. I'm going to have to work for it, and that's just how I was wired from a young age. And so when it came to the college decision, the easy way out would have been to go into Florida Atlantic or Washington State, but that growing up and watching Oklahoma and being in Texas, football is everything, and big-time football is the real deal. So those weren't the choices for me, nothing against those schools, but I wanted to play ball at a big-time place. And when recruiting fell through, I did want to go to a place in the Big 12 Conference and play a lot of those teams that didn't recruit me.
How much of a shot did you get right out of the blocks against Davis Webb? Wasn't he going to be the odds-on guy to win that job?
I definitely had to work my way up the ladder. Some after practice, young guy 7-on-7 is what they called it, just getting reps, trying to get the playbook down. And I think from there they saw that I knew my plays and I was able to throw the ball a little bit. And then from there I got some reps in the scrimmage. And I distinctly remember the conversation, Coach Kingsbury calling me. I was moving from a different dorm into the one I'd be in for the fall, and my mom was with me. And he called me and he said, hey, so you had a good scrimmage today? And I remember, thanks, Coach. And he goes, we're going to start trying to work you in at the ones a little bit. And at that point, I was like, I knew this would be worth it. That was like a weight lifted off my shoulders kind of thing. And it was an unbelievable opportunity to go in there and be able to compete right away, because not many guys get to do that your freshman year. Most of them, they come in and, there's a lot of things physically you have to change before you're ready to play. But at the quarterback position, I was able to use the mental side of it to help me out.
But then you pack your bags and you head on, mosey on down the road to Oklahoma.
Up the road, yeah.
Up the road to Oklahoma.
Yep.
You take the same mindset?
Absolutely. But even more so then, they had a guy, Trevor Knight, who was coming off a Sugar Bowl MVP his redshirt freshman year.
Against St. Nick's defense. Torched them. Well, they always get torched in big games.
We weren't excited because we weren't going to be able to play the national championship game.
So you mailed that one in. Yeah, I got you.
Well, go ahead, Baker.
Go ahead.
No, I had to carry that same mentality, if not more so. And Trevor being the guy that he was, it was a little bit different. He was an all-encompassing team guy, family-oriented, so he welcomed me in with open arms. And I was, in my head, we were focused on how am I going to get eligible for this first season.
Right.
We were going to think we could use the walk-on, wasn't on scholarship, maybe able to play right away. But it was just a little bit different getting there. And I think that's mostly because I grew up an OU fan. It just felt right at home. The best thing that happened to me was sitting out that year. I got to practice up against our defense every day, get better, and obviously there was a big physical change for me. I lost about 15 pounds of bad weight and put on some good, and it was a good year for me.
And sitting out and practice against them, were you thinking to yourself, I'm better than him?
I love Trev.
Yeah,
but
I was ready for a competition. I was ready for a competition. No, it was just between spring ball and then the summer workouts, the way that how easy it was to fit into the team, there was just something that felt right.
Right.
And it was like, I just felt like that should have been my team all along. And they welcomed me in with open arms. And I was just ready for, after that 8-5 year, to be able to play again.
So tell this story quickly, but you moved into just the student dorm when your first year at OU, because you're just a pure walk-on, like, Coach, I'm here, will you let me try, right?
So I moved in, my mom and I drove up from Austin to Norman because we couldn't talk to any of the coaches because of the transfer rules. We weren't going to try and go around it at all. We wanted to make sure we did it the right way, and got there. And the only reason I was able to leave Texas Tech as late as I did and enroll in Oklahoma was because I applied out of high school. So all I had to do was resend my application. They verified that I was accepted, and then we enrolled in classes and moved into the, it was Muldrow Tower in the Adams Center, floor 6, and stayed there for about 3 weeks where I wasn't able to work out with the team until I got a letter from the NCAA.
By the way, didn't you sign up for intramural softball?
Mm-hmm. I played a couple games of intramural. Actually, one game of intramural flag football. Then they.
Oh, flag football. You played flag
football?
football?
For one game, and then I have 2 championships in softball. I'm proud of those.
2 championships? How would you like it if this guy just came to your dorm room and said, hey, can I play softball with you guys?
Sure, why not?
Yeah, hey. Weren't you Babe Ruthian in that?
It was fun. Yeah. When you're playing slow pitch softball, it's not that difficult if you have a baseball background. So there was a lot of home runs in that one.
All right, so let's fast forward to this past year for the Oklahoma Sooners. Urban Meyer called the game you played at Ohio State on that Saturday night the greatest game any quarterback has ever played against him. What was it like for you? What happened? How did it feel?
The thing I always revert back to is that week leading up to that game, we had spent so much time thinking about how they came to Norman the year before that we wanted to get a shot at them. And there was just a different energy about it. You can feel something during the week of practice of there was no doubt. Everything we were doing in practice, we're like, okay, you see it on film at matchups, this is going to work out great. And so going into it, everybody on the team had a confidence unlike any other. And so that was a game that was honestly just so much fun, getting to compete. And that was a revealing game for what our guys were going to be like, because we had a lot of young guys starting, a lot of young guys getting a lot of playing time. And so seeing how they rose to the occasion was huge for us. And it was one that I'll never forget.
386 yards. What was it? 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. That'll work, right? And do you have, as you look back at planting the flag, it was just so Baker Mayfield. Do you love that you did it? Do you have any regrets about it at all?
I'm still working on some fans in Cleveland right now. I'm trying to win them over. But the thing is exactly what I said. There was so much thought about the loss that we had against them the year before that I spent so much time making sure that I would never have that feeling again. That was more of a celebratory thing with our team. We made sure to push each other in the off season and just make sure that never happened again. And, it could be something that happens in the locker room, but if a team's not going to celebrate a win, then why are you playing?
So fast forward to now, you're back in another quote-unquote walk-on situation. There's an incumbent quarterback, Tyrod Taylor in Cleveland, took his team to the playoffs, what'd you say, for the first time since 99? He's a good player. He's a proven player. Is he Davis Webb to you? I mean, are you attacking this as a competition, or are you willing just to sit and watch?
He's not. That's completely different. Davis and I were the same age, both going into our first year of college. Tyrod's been in the league. He's taken a team to the playoffs. You can tell when Tyrod walks in the room. People can say whatever they want about him, but until you're in the building working with him, you really don't have any idea what he's all about. That's a guy that I'll say it over and over again. I'm fortunate to be behind him and learn from him because of his work ethic, how he conducts practice, the expectations he holds his receivers to, and everybody. There's a standard. There's a reason why he took that team to the playoffs last year, and that he has the respect of our guys, and has had it for since the beginning already. And so he's a guy it's going to be a great situation for me to learn from. And then also I have Drew Stanton, who's been around the league for a long time as well.
Yes. So are you ready, willing, and able just to sit and watch for a year?
That's obviously not who I am. Yeah, I want to play. I'm not going to lie. I want to play, but at the same time, I want to make sure I'm ready for whenever that time is. It's not in my control. It never has been, so I just need to be ready for it.
Go ahead. No, but you obviously you were just born to compete, so it's going to be hard for you to go to camp and not feel like you're competing with Tyrod for the job, right?
I'm still competing with myself every day.
Okay.
I got to be a better version of myself each day, and there's a long way to go, and I'm happy to have something to look forward to and work for.
Would you be disappointed if you didn't start at any point in time this year?
No, I think everything happens for a reason. I was disappointed when I didn't play during the 2014 season in Oklahoma, but everything happens for a reason, and that's the mindset I have to have now. Is you got to find the positives in it, and whether that's doing scout team stuff or just learning behind every rep, the ones I get, the ones I don't get, just watching. So there's going to be a positive in anything. You just got to find it.
So how different has it been in OTA's minicamp, just the feel of the pro game versus the college game?
Well, I'd like to say that I would have a normal pro game right now, but I have Greg Williams, my defensive coordinator, throwing just about anything and everything
at you.
And that's the one thing that I've had to talk to our coaches about, because I get frustrated that I'm not having the success I wanted to, but in reality, I'm not going to see that defense every down. I'm not going to see some of those things, and it's going to be a little bit easier for me. So,
like crazy blitzes?
Yeah, and so the last about 4 or 5 practices slowed down for me, and things started to click, but before that, I was definitely frustrated.
That's awesome. Well, listen, we got to take a break right now, Baker, but we're going to be back with so much more Baker Mayfield when we come back on Undisputed.
No mercy.
We got Baker Mayfield in the house still with us. Thanks, Baker.
So, heading up to the draft, leading into the draft, how did you feel about the Johnny Manziel comparisons?
Definitely not my favorite. And at first, I got a little more frustrated with it. And then I realized I don't really care what other people think. If they haven't spent the time around me to realize that we're two different people, then that's their own fault. And so, in reality, I knew it would take care of itself, and that's why I was excited about the draft process. You get to actually sit down and meet with teams, and they get to see who you are. They talk to everybody that you've been around. So I knew it would take care of itself.
But you can, okay, granted, you're two different people, but you can see some of the similarities.
Oh, yeah.
The alcohol-related arrest, the gestures, he with the money sign, you with the crotch grab, the flag plant. So you can see why people would say this. Both of you guys are undersized. Mobility from the pocket. Heisman Trophy had a signature game.
Yeah.
He went to Alabama, did Alabama in. That was his Heisman moment.
Yep.
You going to Ohio State, the horseshoe, planting the flag, that's your Heisman moment. So you can see why people are like, well, okay, hold on now.
There are similarities. I'm not arguing with that. But I'm saying there's mistakes that I made, and then there's character.
Right.
And that's what everybody was talking about, character problems.
Right.
And that's what I knew would take care of it. And I would guarantee that I have the guys that I worked with in my locker room, the family, the people I grew up with would say we're definitely two different people. But I understand the comparisons. There's no doubt about that.
So I got to ask, because I've always wondered, why did that happen in Fayetteville, Arkansas? What took you there? It's just so weird. It's
Visiting friends,
Okay.
but yeah, Dixon Street.
Dixon Street?
Yeah, Dixon Street was, it'll get you.
It'll get you.
It'll get you.
Long, bad night.
Yep.
Regrets about it, or?
I wasn't even in trouble. I had watched somebody just get absolutely dropped right in front of me, and so I was answering questions, and then, Coach Stoops always said, if you're in a bad situation, get out.
So you got out.
I wasn't in a bad situation, but I thought I was, so I tried to get away. So I created my own trouble. It shouldn't have been there in the first place, but at the same time, not many people know that I wasn't really in trouble in the first place.
Well, I'm sure all the evaluators, everybody that you visited with, that's one of the first questions they asked.
That was the first thing John Dorsey said to me. He asked if I like food trucks, which was where that happened.
And you said what?
I just started laughing.
Well,
It's just nice to meet you.
Well, it didn't seem to bother John, right?
No.
So the crotch grab for me, I defended because it's just part of your nature. It's just who you are. You're extremely, almost crazy competitive, but good competitive, obviously, and it has a great rub-off, contagious effect on your team. I know it's just Kansas, but still, I think the John Dorseys of the NFL, these sort of old-school GMs, they love that.
Yeah, but then there's also the fact that they're banking on me knowing that there's a fine line. football's a nasty, violent game, and
Yep.
it's supposed to be that way. It's supposed to be competitive. You're supposed to want to impose your will on that other person in front of you. But at the same time, being quarterback and being in the spotlight the whole time, you can't do that. You want to be able to push your guys and set the tone, set the mentality, but at the same time, that was something that, yeah, I was a little heated at that game, but that's just something I can't do.
But it started from the coin toss, didn't they? Were disrespecting you at the start, right?
Yeah, between that, the trash talk, which always happens, that doesn't bother me. But then it was the coaches on the sidelines, stuff like that, the late hits, and it is what it is. I learned from it. I won't be doing that again, but that's not going to change the competitor I am.
I'm going to take you back to the Rose Bowl because you got off to such a great start. I mean, everything was going your way, especially in that first half. What happened? How did it get away from you so quick?
I think we started playing not to lose instead of just playing to win. And that was kind of always our motto. You got to play aggressive. You got to be our offense. We don't dictate our offense by what they're doing.
Right.
So I think we started to slow down a little bit, kind of feel the whole energy of the team. It wasn't as, going for their throat. It was, let's cruise on out of here, make sure we take care of it.
Right.
We have the lead, don't mess up.
Right.
If you're in that mentality, everybody in the sports world knows something's going to go wrong.
Right.
There were reports you got banged up in the second half. Was there any truth to that?
I don't think so.
No?
I don't think so.
Don't think so?
It's been a while ago. I don't remember.
You don't remember?
Yeah.
All right, because it looked like your play caller occasionally took the ball out of your hands when I, as an OU fan, wanted the ball in your hands on some key plays.
Things happen. We had stuff scripted up, though, that definitely was going to work against the defense. It was just they obviously had a great defense. That's why they were there. And they were more physical than us in the second half. But we were able to even it out and push it into overtime. But at that point, they had the momentum.
I'm a big fan of A.Smith, who went, 8th overall to Chicago. And I think you called his number before the game. Like, I got my eye on that guy because he is a difference maker.
He's one of the more instinctive guys I've ever seen. You can tell on tape, and you can definitely tell in person. And so I love the guy, but we definitely tried to take advantage of his instinct on some fake screens, stuff like that, to get him to go one way. And when you really have to worry about one guy taking him out of the ball game, that gives the others an opportunity to make plays, and they did.
By the way, one guy who's making a whole lot of plays for Georgia is Nick Chubb, who's now your
Chubbers.
teammate, right?
Yeah.
And so you got to say, what did he go for? 145 and 2 touchdowns. Sony Michel went for 181.
You don't have to read all those stats.
Unfortunately, you weren't playing safety that day, or maybe some of this wouldn't have happened because the defense was not very good that day. So what's it like to have him as your teammate now?
Not only my teammate, he's been my roommate throughout the whole process. He's a great guy. He's so quiet. To me, he's a lot like Samaje Perine that I was with for a while.
Sure.
Very quiet, just straight business, and that's all that they care about is making sure they get their job done. They don't care to go out their way to talk a lot. So I'm trying to break his little shell a little bit and have him talk. And he's a great guy though, and you can tell he was the workhorse for them. And they didn't even need him to say anything because everything he does just shows what he's all about.
So go big picture again with us. We talked to Dak Prescott about this yesterday. He's obviously the face of the Dallas Cowboy franchise. Now you're the #1 overall pick and clearly destined to be the face of the Cleveland Browns. In this age of social media, can you any longer get away with going to nightclubs? Do you have to restrict that behavior? Because I think Dak is learning that there comes a point when you just can't do any of that anymore because it's going to be all over social media. Like it becomes more dangerous than it's worth. Do you sense that?
I wouldn't even say it's just nightclubs. It's anything you do. There's going to be cameras everywhere. With how social media is now, people know. They might not know exactly who it is, but they'll recognize it, and then they'll start talking, and then from there, it kind of escalates in a crowd, and you find out where those types of people are, and it's not just a nightclub. It's not just anything like that. It's wherever you go to eat. It's anything. They notice what you're doing. They notice who you're with, what you're drinking, what you're eating. It's like, oh, that's probably not on his diet, stuff like that. And so you see it. So it's just how it is nowadays. It comes with a lot of blessings, but it also comes with a lot of critics and a lot of judgment. And so you got to be careful. You just got to know where you're at, know where you're surrounded with, and everything that comes with that.
Where's the line between I'm a quarterback in the NFL, I'm the face of a franchise, but I'm also 23?
There's no line. It's just the first thing you say. It doesn't matter how old
So
you are.
you're no longer a normal 23-year-old.
No, and I haven't been a normal 18 through whatever, just based on I've been blessed playing big-time football, and that's just how it is. And I've had to learn the hard way sometimes. No, I haven't always had an open mindset about it. I've gotten frustrated and said, why can't I just, grow up like the others? But no, I'm living out a dream, so why not handle it and, take care of it?
So you're willing, so you do understand that you're going to have to give up anonymity and some of the things that a normal 23, 25, 28, 30-year-old would be able to do. You do understand that,
I've
right?
given that up a while ago.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's...
So it seems to me like you're growing up fast in Cleveland. You seem to be carrying yourself even a little different than you did as the OU quarterback. Is that fair to say?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's something that I've always noticed about guys that have been through it before, listening to them. And at Oklahoma, I was there for a little bit and I got comfortable with it. And then now I'm at a brand new place. I've never done it before. I'm doing things that, I don't necessarily know how to do. So I'm going to watch the guys in front of me and shut up and listen.
Well, just watch the guys that have had success. You look at the Breezes and you look at the Mannings and the Bradys and the guys. Look at those guys that have long-term success. I mean, we've seen guys have a flash after one season. But if you want to do it long-term, you look to the guys that've done it long-term. Yep. Those are some good guys to follow.
Yeah. Good guys.
No mercy.
All right, guess who's still with us? The one and only Baker Mayfield.
So now you have the privilege of throwing to a guy that Shannon and I think has Hall of Fame potential, named Josh Gordon. What has that been like so far?
There's a reason you think about him having Hall of Fame potential. There's just athletes that come around every once in a while that are just God-given talent. The guy is 6'4", 230 pounds, and probably runs a 4.3. Long arms, can go up and get the ball. That's a blessing to have a guy to throw to like that. And so fortunate enough to be able to watch him run routes and kind of, be a game changer for us. And so then you add in Jarvis Landry, the competitor that he is. We've got some talent and two guys to set the tone.
You can make a case, talent for talent, skill position. You mentioned Gordon and Jarvis Landry and Corey Coleman and Joe Koo at the skill position, wide receivers, tight end, and then you go Nick Chubb, and you go Duke Johnson, and you go Carlos Hyde. So you can make a case. Does that one? You're like, man, I kind of really need to be out there throwing to them guys. Man, I really, Tyrod, nothing against you, bro, but I really need to be out there.
Obviously, you would want to throw to those guys. So any chance I can get to get in reps and routes on air, anything like that, to throw those guys. But it's not just those guys too. We also have a lot of guys in the waiting. We drafted Antonio Callaway, very talented receiver. You got Higgins. You got Ricardo Lewis. I mean, you got another tight end, Seth the Valve, that really, I think he's going to have a great year. We got some weapons now that we're gonna be able to use.
And you're going up against a defense that has some young talent. Obviously, Denzel Ward's in your draft class, but Jabril Peppers is back there. And
last year's number one overall draft pick, Myles Garrett.
Yeah, he's still there.
Jamie Collins.
Jamie Collins. So, how good could the Cleveland Browns be?
I think that we set our own expectations and we can be as good as we want to. I think the talent is definitely there. Now it's about buying into Coach Williams on defense and Coach Haley on offense and just being able to execute. So, we've had guys kind of set, Kirksey, one of our linebackers, said that he guaranteed us going to the playoffs. I'm not going to set anything like that because then you get a lot of fire back from that. But it's going to be, let's just say, a lot better than it has been the past couple seasons in Cleveland. And that's something that we need to look forward to and, be proud of.
Your offensive coordinator, he's been a lot of places, and he's kind of a little rough. He's kind of tough to deal with. He butted head with Big Ben. He's butted head with...
He's a Parcells guy.
Yeah, so how is it? Because I'm pretty sure he's a lot different than what you're used to.
In some ways, but he's much more behind the scenes, easier to talk to than what people see. So I've had that before. Right when I got to OU, I had Coach Heupel, who's now at Central Florida, took over for Frost. He's very similar to that.
Really? Yeah. So Coach Heupel won a national championship.
Yeah, for the last time OU won one.
Yeah. So to me, Todd Haley has a little bit of Baker in him. I mean, he's got a little chip on his shoulder. Like, have you clashed at all that way? He'll tell you exactly what he
has no filter, which is great.
No filter.
You know exactly what he's thinking at all times, which is the way I like it. But that's, we haven't clashed heads at all because we have the same goal, make that offense the best one in the country. So that's the plan.
But normally with quarterbacks, they're coached differently than any other position. So do you mind being coached hard?
No, I love being coached hard. I think the expectations need to be set high, and if I fall below that, then I'm going to be a lot harder on myself than they can. So whether they start out coaching you, oh, you have to do this and that, I'll change my ways and I'll make sure that it is. We're all agreeing on that. And so for me, I've always been the hardest on myself.
Baker, Skip brought up the chip on your shoulder potentially, right? So yes, you walked on to a college team and took somebody's job. That's awesome. But since then, you've won a Heisman Trophy and you went #1 out of all the people in the NFL draft. So I'm wondering, as you walk into the NFL now, do you still see yourself as an underdog? Absolutely.
I haven't done anything in the NFL yet. It's the same way I've always carried myself. I hadn't done anything when I got to Texas Tech, and I hadn't done anything when I got to OU. I always have to prove myself to me, not to everybody else. I'm not worried about getting approval, but being the best version of myself. This has been a dream of mine for a long time, and I've set the bar high always, and it's not going to stop now.
Do you see yourself kind of playing your career like with a Brady-esque 6th-round draft pick type of chip on your shoulder?
The mentality that he has, I think, is second to none. But I think that's also the same way that some of the other guys around the league carry themselves as well. No, they weren't necessarily drafted in the same spot he was, 199th, but they have the same mentality, and there's a reason they've all played like that.
Well, we look forward
to it. You do know 199, so you...
I was 192 myself.
Yeah.
There we go.
192.
You did well for yourself.
But it was 12 rounds back then.
Oh, okay.
So it's only 7 now. So.
Well, you still got a chip on your shoulder. And you're still an underdog.
Baker
I've been winning.
Thank you so much, Baker Mayfield, for being with us.
Thank
New
you.
series, All the Way Up, premieres on July 29th on Fox. Thank you for joining us, Baker.
No mercy.
Le'Veon Bell, he's been absent from Steelers minicamp, but according to him, he's still staying in shape. Le'Veon said he is not worried about his body wearing down because he can, quote, see and avoid hits. Shannon Sharp, you agree with that?
I do, because he has missed games because of injuries. He has missed games because of suspension.
Yep.
He hasn't been to the last, couple of training camps, OTAs, or played in preseason games. So he's not going to have the mileage on his legs that you would think a back of his age that would be in camp would do. And LaDainian Tomlinson was one of those guys, Skip. He didn't have a lot of, he was able to be productive later in his career because he didn't play in the preseason. He didn't do a whole lot. So I totally agree. I totally agree with what he said.
You do?
Yes.
I do not see another Emmitt Smith here.
Oh, no. He's not going to play that long.
Okay,
No.
Because that guy was the most special back at avoiding contact I've ever witnessed.
No.
In this case, I know Le'Veon will tiptoe a little bit. I know he'll pick his spots, and sometimes when the spot's not there, he just goes down.
Right.
But he's still a high collision back.
Right.
And as you always point out, he does split out and catch the football, and he takes hits.
Right.
He'll go over the middle and catch balls and take hits.
Right.
So I do not see him lasting any longer than normal to me.
Oh, no. He's not going to be Emmitt. He's not going to play 15 years like Emmitt or play all those years like Marcus Allen. No, he's not going to play those kind of years, Skip. But he's not going to have the mileage on his legs because of missing OTAs, training camp, and preseason games.
No mercy.
Thanks for listening to the Undisputed Podcast. I'm Joy Taylor. We're back again tomorrow morning at 9:30 Eastern. We'll see you then.
Fox Sports 1 of 1.